This is another episode on the series of the stories that touch the hearts. Depression as a cause of suicide. Does suicide run in the blood? Does suicide run in the lineage? You're welcome to AfriNews channel. This is your brother Ejike. I do bring this kind of story because I know it will help some people to pick up their pieces and move on. You don't know what people face on daily basis. Yeah, there are some people you see partying, you think all is well with them. You wouldn't know they're just trying to cover up the pieces part of their life. Please do us a great favor of subscribing to our channel and clicking the notification bell, and Elohim will greatly bless you. Don't forget to drop your comments and also give us a like in this video. Make sure you pass this around to pass it on to someone you love, especially those you know suffering from depression. A certain Dele was missing for days. For 4 days, I guess. He was eventually found dead in his room. At first, suspicion was that he took his own life. Later, it was conspicuous that he actually did so. Evidence was his WhatsApp status updates. He wrote about the issues he was battling with, of which depression was the hardest to take. He said, "For 7 years, I battled depression. Life is a party. Once it's no more, you have to leave." This was one cool dude, always up and about on social media every time. He was a party freak and full of life. No one knew he owned a depression like he owned his life. Depression sometimes do not show on the face. But this reminds me of Richard Curry, a secondary school poem back in the days, written by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Richard was an envy of many, rich, classy gentleman who took his own life at everyone's wonderment. The painful thing about suicide isn't that a man died once by his own hands, but that with his death, his family would die 1,000,000 times before they die once finally. They are left to face the grim consequence, the regrets, the agony, the shame, and possibly envious acts towards the family by the public. Relishing those moments spins to depressive moods too. I shared this story many years ago. A certain friend of mine lost his elder brother to suicide. He threw himself off the veranda of the 2-story buildings where they lived. I knew the family up close and knew the trauma they went through. The recent shocker was that his 2 very beautiful sisters, whose marriages were being planned at the time, were called off, and the supposed spouses withdrew interest. The last time I asked, they were 40, 43 respectively, yet unmarried. In fact, the other 2 young ones were also single. When I inquired, I was told that rumor has it that suicide don't just happen, and that it runs in lineages. It means that by marrying from such a family, one contaminates family ties, his own family ties, by spawning suicide within the filial generation. It was this demonic expression that has kept these 4 beautiful sisters from marriage. I am here to officially ascertain the authenticity and the veracity of that very theory. But if that is true, let someone who knows how to speak always speak up, especially when you suspect that people are going through depression. Be that as it may, most people just marry for the sake of marrying. You pick somebody in a bus stop, you pick somebody on the road, you pick somebody in a party ground. From there, marriage ensures, without doing your due diligence to know who the person is really. In those days, what our parents and grandparents used to last more than us is that those days, before you marry, you have to create time to dig deep into the family that you intend to marry from, and know if there is an ancient or age-long sickness or disease that normally afflicts them, a kind of a disease in their blood or in their lineage. Most of those kind of diseases are always congenital, but these days you find out that nobody has that kind of chance anymore. Nobody dares to know some of the things, to make investigations and know some of the things they should have known when trying to marry from a particular family. Now, as regards this very guy now that died of depression, people has actually reacted to his deaths and the reason behind his deaths, saying, Blessed Uchendu says, whenever devil reminds you why you should be depressed, always remember how God has been faithful, healing, and merciful and loving to you. Bright Onwuchi said, depression is a form of deception that comes from not seeing things through the eyes of God. It happens to me too, but thank God I'm still here and going. Jimmy Litton said, if we fail to realize that there are powers that cause people to be bowed down in bondage, you will fight the wrong battle. Evil spirits are the cause of pressure and tension in our lives. They cause people to commit all shameful acts. This story is a reminder to us all that life is not a playground but a battlefield. Thank you for sharing. Faithfully said, what a sad loss. May his soul rest in peace. I just lost my adorable brother in May 2020. It cuts like a knife. May Almighty God console us all. Ululu K said, suicide does run in the family. It's just a stigma that make people think that way. I think he or she meant to say suicide does not run in the family. CLS said, mental illness can be inherited, just like many other illnesses. One's genes and environment certainly have a role to play here, and unfortunately, mental illness can lead to suicide. My anxiety and depression started when I went into medical school, and on many occasions I wanted to jump over a bridge onto an oncoming traffic because of stress. As soon as I graduated, moved out of this medical school environment and started working, those negative thoughts disappeared. Of course, now and again I feel down, but no comparison as before. Fortunately, anxiety and depression is treatable. First of all, by talking about it and removing stigma attached to them. Talk to your doctor or go for therapy. Medicals, antidepressants may help for some people. Being nice to everyone because you do not know what they are going through. Wow. Well, guys, that is how the cookie crumbles. But one thing I want to leave with you is that everyone has something he or she faces on this planet Earth. Everyone has something they face at every point in time. So the best way to deal with your depression is just open up. Be nice to people. Receive love and give love to people. Talk to your best friends about your condition. If you have a leader, a spiritual leader, a church leader, or your religious leader that you trust, talk to them. Receive encouragement. Go for counselings. All those things. Don't bottle it up. And always pray, no matter the religion you believe. Pray, and God will always take control. See you in my next video, and please don't forget to subscribe. May Elohim greatly bless you.